All right, tell you what, I can make any of you a Forex trader mechanically in about 10 minutes. All right, then I want to show you some stuff that you'll be able to put right on your desk today. Take advantage of this market. All right, if you've got some stock experience, this is going to be a slam dunk for you. All right, and if you're brand new to it, don't worry about it because that's what I do. Now, what does this say? First and foremost, if you don't know what you're doing, you can lose money. All right, I don't think that's a surprise to anybody, but I'm going to go ahead and start with that so you know. All right, now I understand that everybody's here because you want to make some more money. Let me introduce my company to you. By the time I'm done with you, you're going to know flat out more about making money in the Forex than 99% of the people on the planet. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. All right, there's no secrets to this. It's a formula. Any of you that are traders, you know it. All right, it's not guesswork. It can't be. We don't go to work every day looking to make guesses. We just pretty much, if we know how to make a living at this, do the same thing we did yesterday. It's like anybody else going to work, right? They get up, they get in the car, they put in their 8 hours doing the same things that they've learned how to do. That's all we do here. All right, I'm going to prepare you to trade with our group. I'm going to let you try out everything I show you for 60 days, and I'll tell you how to get started today. Best part is you can try it all risk-free to you financially. All right, I need to know, though, real quick, before we get started, and I think this is important, you're trading. How much do you need to make? Because everybody's a little different, and I'm really hoping to find a number from you so that I know what it is that I got to kind of meet up with. All right, some of you want to make a couple thousand a month doing some trading because you got a retirement plan that's working for you or you got a regular job. Some of you want to do this full time. You need a little more every month. All right, some of you understand that there's serious money to be made. You want to make 10, 15,000. That's fine, but let me know where you stand because I got to make the math work for you or else this will be a waste of time. All right, so go ahead. Give me a number on a monthly basis. What do you need from this exercise? Go ahead and type that in the chat box. I'm going to get a sip of water. 2,000, 6,000, 8,000, 15% a month. I like that number. 200 a day. Okay, 1,000 a week. 500 a week is good for Jerry. Jack says 1,000. I like Vaughn. Gazillions. That's my favorite. We used to make that at Enron. 2,000 a month to start would be great. Tony says the same. Couple thousand pounds for Al. 1,500. All right, listen. The average student that I talk to, all right, wants to start with between $2,000 and $8,000 a month. And I like that we have some goals, but the million-dollar question is this. If I can show you stuff that works, would you put a half an hour a day into mastering it? Because the bag of money, I tell people, is not going to fall from the sky, right? They all come up to me, hey, how do I do this? And I have to tell everybody right away, the bag of money is not going to fall from the sky because I look for it every day too. I looked this morning, no bag of money. So I have to go do the job, right? But would you give me a half an hour a day of your time to master this market if I showed you some stuff that works? That's a yes or no question. If it's a no, this is a short session for you. But if you'd be willing to give me a half an hour a day, I'm going to show you how to kick some tail. What do you think? Would you? Absolutely, right? If you want to make $5 grand a month, give me a half an hour. All right, good. That's what I'm going to do for you today. Now, Forex market's new to some of you, but I'm not going to be able to teach you everything. And best part is I don't have to. All right, I'm going to give you what you need to know to get started. It's going to make sense. Upside's phenomenal. All right, I'll protect your downside the whole time, and you're going to be able to make a decent decision on whether or not this market's for you. All right, just a real quick intro. I got to introduce you to the guy that steers the boat here because he demands that I do. All right, that's the Forex chief. Now, some of you might have seen him before on CNBC or Fox Business. Long story short, he had a lot of success very early trading in this market. All right, that's why he got all the interviews and so forth. A lot of people coming to him asking him for help. His first thought was, let me write a book. All right, let me give people some information, tell them a few strategies, so forth. The book became a bestseller. But here's what happened. Traders who wanted to trade, take a step forward, were coming back to him and saying, look, you can tell me stuff all day, but is there any way you could show it to me? Can we do something direct, live, hands-on, right? What were they asking? Can I trade with you? That's just a normal question you'd want to ask. You find somebody that knows what they're doing, you want to be able to get that mentorship. Well, that's why he started this group, all right? Market Traders Institute was built with that in mind, to do things direct, live, and hands-on, and in a way that works, all right? He says it all the time. Success isn't a fantasy, it's a formula, all right? He discovered the formula in this market. Best part is now we share it with you, all right? I'm coming to you from Market Traders Institute. Go ahead and Google it. Right? We were founded in 1994. For the last 22 years, we've been doing one thing, teaching people to trade the Forex market. Worldwide, we got about 30,000 of them. All right, now how do we do that? How do we make successful traders, up markets, down markets, right? 22 years. Well, the fact of the matter is we've been doing it because we've been following a formula. And at this point, we're exploding. All right, the formula's working. We're getting all the recognition. We're one of the fastest growing companies in the world. They talk about us the same time they talk about Microsoft, right? People are getting results working with us. Like I said, you can read about it or you can do it. Most important thing is we're doing it. We get you a piece of software, right? We put that right on your desk. I'm going to be demonstrating that to you today. Why? Because that is going to be the foundation of your learning and also your success. Okay, somebody asked me what kind of company we are. More than anything, we're a Forex market technology company, all right? And it's that tangible item that I'm going to show you today, all right? I'm going to get that on your desk. Like I said, it's a world-class item. We've invested millions in developing it, so you bet I'm going to show it to you. Now, second, I'm not only going to give you the understanding of how to use that software piece, okay, but I'm going to teach you a formula for successful trading so you can get some results quickly. All right, once you learn it, you'll be able to apply it live in the market. All right, and at the end, I'm going to invite 25 of you, all right, to come work with us for that next 60 days. Do what thousands of people before you have done and turn this into some results. All right, any of you that are familiar with us, our track record, it's phenomenal. All right, our presence on social media, it always speaks to results every day. And you might or might not know this. I think you do. But on the 23rd of June, I want you to write down the date. All right, we're looking at the 23rd of June to see movements in currencies that most traders can only dream about. All right, the fact of the matter is, and I think Rob mentioned it to you, but I got to mention it again. This is a big deal. All right, I'm going to give you more info on this towards the end of the presentation, but for now, here's what you need to know. All right, your timing couldn't be better because the way this market works, we actually know the day and the time that big moves are going to happen. All right, and what's coming up on the 23rd, right, is the Bank of England and the ECB are going to announce a decision that's going to affect all of the currency markets. All right, it's going to be a chance for you to make some serious money. So put a star by that. Put a star on the date. Take the day off from work if you have to, because my goal today is to get you prepared to take advantage of that. Give me an hour. All right, I'm going to make you a Forex trader. Now, who am I? Haven't I been talking long enough? Now I get to talk about myself. All right, that's me. I'm Joe Cavallaro. I've been trading markets since I graduated college back in 1994. I'm licensed in all of them. All right, stock, options, commodities, futures, and Forex. I'm a stock and options principal. I've prop traded 6- and 7-figure accounts for some of the big firms. I've managed a couple of trading desks. Good for me, right? I tell you that so you know that I have the experience that I think you're looking for, and that's fine. That means you're not going to be wasting your time listening to me. But more than that, I got to tell you, I started the same place you did. I didn't start with all the licenses and so forth. I started by doing my first trade. I started when I was a clerk on the floor of the Amex. All right, I was making $250 a week to work for 7, 8 of the floor traders there, collecting their tickets, giving them a timestamp, right? It was not glamorous. I was running coffee and picking up dry cleaning. But the day that a couple of those guys said to me, you, come here, we're going to show you how to do this. Just keep your mouth shut, do what we do. That was kind of the day that changed things for me. All right, I scraped what little money I had together, got 100 shares of Netscape. And the fact is, all right, I was nervous, I was excited, I had the sweaty palms, but I ended up turning that into a career. Now, what you need to know about that is this. I didn't have a lot of room for error, right? When you scrape together enough to get 100 shares of Netscape and you're making $250 a week to live in New York, what it means is if you blow it, you're out of your apartment, okay? So if you identify with that at all, if you don't have a lot of room for error, good, because I'm going to keep that in mind the whole time I'm going through this. I'm not going to do hype. I'm enthusiastic, but hype's a waste of time. You're too smart for that, all right? Let me just show you what the heck this is, all right, so that you can be successful at it too. All right, I got to get you past your first 3 trades. Most people in a new market, they do 3 trades and quit. They spend about an hour, hour and a half, and then they throw in the towel. They had a loss. They don't want to take the time, whatever. If I can overcome that inertia for you, all right, get you past your first couple of trades, get you trading the house's money, well, then the sky's the limit. All right, I don't want you trading your mortgage. I want you trading with profits. Let me get you just a little of those, all right, and that's when the sun kind of comes out. This is a $5 trillion market. It's awesome. All right, we're going to follow a formula to do it, and I'm going to put some software on your desk so you can do it with. I'm going to introduce you to a couple people that you can trade with so they can do some of the heavy lifting, and then it's really going to be up to you to show up. But here's what I know, all right? You get results, the commitment part takes care of itself. Now, if you're new, the team provides a little of that heavy lifting to get you started. Let's do that, all right? That's just something that makes sense. Hey, I'm willing to give something a shot. Good. Let's let the team do some heavy lifting and let the results speak for themselves. Because if I get you out of the gate strong, right, even if you're a rookie, right, you've been at it a day or two, right, or a couple weeks, if you're making money, you're going to keep showing up. Now, I got to differentiate this for you, all right? I got to talk a little bit about the Forex so you know the difference between this and any other market. All right, first and foremost, this market's bigger than all the other ones put together, all right? This is all the currency. This is the big pile of money. Okay, so you found the right market as far as that goes. Now it's a leverage market, which means you don't have to bring a lot of money to have to make a whole lot of noise, to have a whole lot of push. Okay, I'll show you how you can do this. Now, if you got $2,000 trading capital, that might be all you ever need. All right, I'm going to show you how you can take a couple of $100 and make a whole lot of noise in this market. So give me some time to do that. All right, don't quit your job, don't quit your stock and options trading, but if you can slide $2,000 into an account over here, wow, wait till you see what that can be. All right, and if you only got a couple of $100, you're not eliminated. I'm going to show you that too. All right, purely liquid market. It's open 24 hours a day. Upside's great. That's the fun part. I'll talk about it. I'll protect your downside the whole time so you know you can do this. All right, best part is, watch how easy it is. I can make you a Forex trader in 10 minutes because you don't have to know a whole lot to do it. You don't have to have a big long list of stuff to trade. If I can start you out just trading the major currencies, you're going to be 90% of the way there. So go ahead, jot these down. I'll give you 10 seconds to do it. You're going to trade the major currencies. All right, the Canadian, the Euro, the Pound, the Yen, the Swiss, and the Australian. All right, now are there more? Of course. All right, but we'll get exotic later. Right now, let me build your foundation on these because 90% of your trading is going to go through these anyway. Canadian, Euro, Pound, Yen, Swiss, Australian. Give you another 10 seconds. Now listen, if you've ever been traveling, all right, or if you've ever seen an exchange rate, that means you already have the knowledge you need to put this together. What do I mean? Well, if you see this information, all right, you see a couple of currencies and the going rate of exchange, you know immediately what it means. It means the currency on the left, right, is going to buy the currency on the right. You can exchange one for the other at the going rate. Perfect, okay? Now, normally you talk about exchange rates in dollars and cents, but here's where it gets a little different. Forex traders want to look at these last two decimal places, all right? We call those the pips. Stands for price interest point. Write that down. Doesn't look like a lot, right? Hundredth of a dollar, thousandth of a dollar. But the fact of the matter is, right, those pips to us mean everything, right? These tiny fractional movements in the exchange rate are what we're looking to collect. We're looking to capture pips. Now, what makes the exchange rate move? It's all about strength, right? I got a strong euro, it's going to go up in value, right? Let's say it goes from 114.35 to 114.85. Well, that's just a difference of 50 pips. And you can see it right there, the third and the fourth decimal place. Perfect. Now that you know that, you got to get ready to trade. All right? When you trade currencies, you're not going to trade shares, you're not going to trade contracts, you're going to trade what's called lots. All right, lots of currency. Now, what's a lot worth? $100,000. Every time you buy or sell a lot of currency, you're going to be moving a position that's worth 100 grand. All right, so this is the deep end of the pool, but let me make sense out of the number. All right, the fact is, in the old days, you wanted to trade currency, you had to deposit 100,000 minimum just to get started. But today, because of leverage, all right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to open an account with a Forex broker. I'll show you how to do that in a second, right? What'll happen is you're going to make a deposit of trading funds. The broker you work with is going to match those funds 50 times. That's where the leverage comes from. That's how you get in the game. What do I mean? Let's say you put $2,000 into an account. Broker matches it 50 times. That equals 100,000. Now you're in the game. Okay, so the broker you work with is going to provide you the leverage. Why do they do that? That was my first question. Why do they do that? It's not out of kindness, so what's the deal? All right, here's what's going to happen. For every trade that you do with a Forex broker, they're going to charge you what's called the spread. It's like a tip, it's like a toll, it's like a commission, whatever you want to call it. It's between, write it down, 1 and 3 pips on every trade that you do, that I do, that Chief does, that anybody does. Okay, they're going to collect that toll, and in return for it, they're going to provide you the leverage. Now, it depends on the currency you trade, how much the toll is. For example, you're trading the euro, it's 1 pip. You're trading the pound, it's 2 pips, right? The yen, it's probably 2.5. Okay, but they're going to collect that from you for providing you the leverage. You're going to pay it because that's what's going to get you in the game, and that's how it works. And now that you know, you're a Forex trader. You're ready to do your first trade. No kidding? Let's do it. I'll show it to you right now. Let's say you're going to do your first trade. All you got to do is pick from that list. What trade are you going to do? Let's say you pick the Great British Pound. Okay? You're going to buy one lot of the Great British Pound. Well, how do you do it? You're going to go to an account that looks just like this one. All right? Going to look just like this one, and you're going to go ahead and buy the pound. Now, let me just take you on a quick tour of this. This is an account that I've got. Over here, you see the different currencies you're going to be trading, right? There's the euro, there's the pound, there's the Australian, the yen, the Canadian, so forth, right? You can click on sell, you can click on buy. It's all point and click stuff, right? Right here's a chart. I got a 15-minute chart of the pound. Let me just go ahead and dial that back. Make it a 5-minute chart of the pound, and there it is. Hold on, got a little music that wasn't expecting. Let me turn that off. Thank you. Anyway, all right, so this is an account. Now, where did that come from? Let me show this to you. All right, you can open an account with any Forex broker, and it takes about 5 minutes to do it. Let me just show you the basic part. This happens to be OANDA, international group out of Toronto. I have an account with them because I know these guys, right? If I click on open an account, what do? Well, I click over here, open an account. A basic page of information comes up. I fill that out with a username and password. Immediately what they do is give me a download link so I can load up their trading platform right onto my screen. Very simple. All right, now who else can I open one with? Well, here's a popular one listed on the New York Stock Exchange, FXCM, right? New York Stock Exchange listed. You can open an account with them the same way. Now, what does this say? Practice account. Let me just click on that and show you. All right, in 5 minutes, you can open up an account where you don't have to put in any real money. All right, you just fill out some basic information. Doesn't matter what country you're in. You can trade with this outfit. All right, and they'll give you $50,000 worth of monopoly money so that you can get used to their trading platform. All right, they'll send you the download link, and you can go ahead and mess with it as much as you want. Everything is real time. It's real-time executions. The only thing that's not real is the money part. All right, and if you want a third one, right, the biggest one in the world, right, also people that I know, and they're very, very arrogant because they know they're the biggest, right? They offer probably the best spreads in the business, but that's Forex.com. Same thing, real simple. You click on open an account, you got one open in 5 minutes. I think that's something everybody here ought to do. Just open a practice account, right? Any exposure you have to a new market, right, is a positive thing. You learn different terminology. You learn how different things work. So I think as a minimum, that's something you ought to be doing today. But as it stands, it's time for you to do your first trade. So let's go ahead and do that. What did we say? You're going to buy the pound, right? You'll buy the pound by coming right over here and clicking on buy. As soon as you do, the order ticket pops up. You're going to buy what? One lot. So that's $100,000 worth. And then you're going to click submit. Once you do that, look up here and you'll see the order be executed. Also look down here because you'll see your order spotted right on the chart. Watch this. I click submit and two things happen, right? The little triangle appears that shows me where my entry was. Okay, it also shows me that I entered that trade right here, and now it's going to keep a running total. All right, looks like I got a lousy execution. What time is it anyway? Almost 6 o'clock? It is what it is. All right, let's just go ahead and say that mechanically that was the trade that we did. All right, congratulations, you did your first trade. Now, let's say it works out. All right, you've got $2,000 into this trade, 50-to-1 leverage. It's a one-lot trade. Let's say it works out and it goes up 60 pips while you're in it. Okay, well, there they are, the third and fourth decimal place. That tiny fractional movement in the exchange rate worked to your advantage. Well, how much money are you going to make? Well, you just do the math, right? One lot times 60 pips on a $2,000 investment, you're looking to make $600. Okay, now, most important thing I need to show you here is what those pips are worth. Well, if you made $600 and it was 60 pips worth of movement, what does it mean? Each pip is worth 10. Each pip is worth $10. Jot that down. All right, go ahead and do that. Each pip is worth $10. Great. And all you guys are the same. We come to webinars and everybody tells us how much money we can make, right? $600, good for me. How often does it happen? Good question. And actually, gang, it happens every day. And it happens in every currency. And it's a whole lot more than 60 pips. What do I mean? Well, the average daily opportunity in the euro, it's more than double that, right? It's 135. On the pound, the average opportunity, 160, right? On the Australian, 122. So what am I getting at? You don't need to capture all of these to make serious money in the Forex. You don't even have to capture one of them, right? What am I showing you? You capture half of one, and you're making $600. Do it 5 days a week, you got $3,000 a week, right? So you can see what the opportunity is there. Now, if you're new, maybe you don't get 60 pips. Maybe you get 30 out of that whole screen. Well, that's still $300. That meets a bunch of your goals, right? Because 300 a day is 1,500 a week, 75 grand, not bad, okay? Especially if you're just getting started. Now, if you're the lousiest trader in the room, all right, you don't get 60, you don't get 30. Let's say you just get 10 pips a day, all right? 10 pips a day is $100. But the fact of the matter is that's 500 a week. And the way I look at that is that's $2,000 a month. That's your mortgage, your car payment, and your electric bill. And if you can figure out a way just to cover that stuff doing this, man, that's when the fun starts, right? Now, one last thing I got to show you before we go live in the market is this. Because I said at the beginning, and I know I did, if you had $2,000, right, that might be all you ever need. If you got $2,000, you can trade a lot, L-O-T, of currency. But I did say if you had a couple of $100, you could still make a lot of noise. And some of you are probably wondering how that works, right? If I got $200, how do I turn it into 2,000? Well, here's the thing. You're not going to trade lots if you only got $200, but you're not shut out either. You're going to trade mini lots. Okay, write that down, mini lots. All right, mini lot of currency, you need $200. You'll get 50 to 1 leverage, all right? That's $10,000 worth of push in the market, so it's about 1/10 of the size position. But what it means also is the pips are the 1/10 of the size as well. Instead of trading for $10 at a time, trading for $1 at a time. And most people start with a mini lot if they're new because they're new or because they just want to dip their toe in the water, right? Worst case scenario is you're going to lose $200, all right? But I got to protect you the whole way, all right, because that's the last thing I want to have happen. I got to get you to overcome some inertia, right? I got to get you in a position where that $200 has some meaning or that $2,000, whichever it is. So here's what I'm going to tell you. None of this is guesswork, all right? And here's a guy that sent a note that said, hey, you know what? This is working out because I'm not just throwing my money against the wall and hoping that it sticks. I'm following a plan. I'm trading with the trader, right, that I'm working with, Josh. And the fact of the matter is I followed a plan. Now, simple plan is right here. I bought, I set my stop and limit, and I left it alone. That's a good plan, right? Because why? The buy part's easy. We can all do that. But the minute you buy, what do you know? All this down here is risk. So the first thing you want to do every time, and you can do this automated on both sides in this market, you set a floor under your trade. That way if it goes against you, you don't go off the cliff. You go down 10 pips and you're out. Okay, so your downside's protected. Now, the other thing is you want to protect your upside, right? Too many traders forget about this one, right? Too many traders forget that the trade that they're in is only going to offer so much. And the fact of the matter is they have a profit staring at them, but rather than having it taken and put in their account, they leave this one open. That's a mistake, okay? He set his limit, his upside, his target at 80 pips, right? Bracketed his trade, and then he left it alone. Now, why would he protect his profit? Well, because when the target gets hit, that money goes in your pocket and you can go spend it. And at this point, gang, you don't have to stare at the screen any longer. Forex is built so you can do both of these things. Everything's automated, and you become a better trader when you take advantage of these automated tools. All right? In the old days when we were doing pencil and paper, you know how you honored your stops? You had to yell, buy or sell. All right? A lot of traders ended up getting blown out because they didn't do that. But the automated tools lets you do it, so you got to use them. All right, now in this case, how did it work out? Of course, I'm going to show you a good one, right? It hit his limit. He made himself 80 pips, and out he went. Now, the question I have for you is this. Some of you are new. Some of you got some experience. But here's my question, okay? If this worked the way that I showed you, right, and it was something that made sense, do you think you'd be willing to risk 10 pips to make $800? That's a yes or no question. And what I'm trying to do is gauge your risk tolerance a little bit, okay? Now that you know fundamentally how this works, yes or no, type it in the chat box. Would you risk 10 pips to make $800? And if you're not sure, type that too, because that means you need more information, which is fine, okay? So it's yes or not sure, okay? Go ahead, type that. I'm going to get a sip of water. What do you think? Bunch of you, right? That makes sense. I'll risk 10 pips to make 800. Right? Can you trade with less money per trade, Casey? You absolutely can. You could trade as little as micro lots. You could trade with 20 bucks while you're learning how to do this. So that's a pretty low floor in terms of risk. But I'm going to talk about lots and mini lots, okay, as we go through this. And most of you say, yeah, I would do that trade. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and make sure you're trading properly, because the fact of the matter is you're in this one, but look down here. All of this is risk, and you got no target. So what you need to do very quickly is just go ahead and modify your trade. You click on the order, and you modify it. You put a floor underneath it, okay? In this particular case, they're telling me we're going to risk 25 pips. That might be a little rich. How about we just risk 10? From 145.44, which is our entry, let's just risk it down to 145.34. And while we're here, let's see if we can make $200, right? That'd be a good way to spend an hour. Let's see if we can do that. As soon as I hit submit, watch what happens. Boom. My brackets are on my screen. Here's my upside target, lines up with a previous high, which is perfect, right? Here's my downside target, lines up with a previous low. Now, some of you think that might be a little tight. You can modify it just by clicking the mouse, okay? You can modify that downside just by clicking the mouse, moving it up or down. I'm going to stick with my original. Let's risk 10 pips, see if we can make $200 on your first trade just while we're here. Fair enough? And the fact of the matter is, I know that you can do this part mechanically, okay? You can see a screen like this and know that your buys and sells are over here. You understand that you're going to be trading a lot of currency, LOT, it's 100,000 worth, and as soon as you do your trade, the little triangle shows up and you put a stop underneath it. Perfect, all right? Now the fun starts when we get up here, right? We make a little money. In this particular case, right, I'm up 1,700 bucks on this trade. That's a $2,000 investment, and it took about a day and a half. Now, at this point, what can I do? Well, all the decisions at this point are good. Okay, if I can get you green, and that's the whole point of what I'm going to show you. The formula is designed to get you green ASAP, all right? Because at that point, every decision's good. You could raise your stop to break even. Well, that's one thing, right? You could raise it up to here, protect maybe 1,100, but give it a chance to continue running. Or you could just hit the sell button and put 1,700 in your pocket. The whole point is, gang, I want to get you to that position. All right, because all the decisions are good once you're in the green. Write that down. Green is good, okay? And what I'm about to show you is designed to get you green ASAP. All right, let's have some fun with this, because here's what you need to know. I'm showing you right now, right, the Market Traders Institute Ultimate Charting Software. Okay, you're going to have this downloaded on your desk. It'll be connected right to your trading account so you can trade right from it. It's awesome. All right, as I mentioned, we created this ourselves. And one of the things that's beautiful about this is my experienced traders are going to love some of the features, right, that I'm about to show you. But my brand new people, right, the person that's never made a trade, right, we made it totally easy to understand, right? Very proud of this as an organization. Let me show you what this looks like, right? We're going to look at the euro on the 1 month chart. Okay, now there's three things you need to know when you're going to do a Forex trade. Which way is the market going? Where do I get in? Where do I get out? Fine. Know this. The Forex market does the same things over and over and over again, and this market develops patterns. Now, we're going to read some patterns using these Japanese candlesticks, all right? Blue ones, market's going down. White ones, market's going up. Market never goes straight up or down. It moves in waves, right? Sometimes we're going up. Sometimes we're going down. We get a big push of energy up. Then it breathes a little, retraces on the way down, and so forth, okay? Here's what I want to do. I want to isolate, all right, one of these patterns. I'm going to call it ABCD. Go ahead and jot that down. Let's say the market starts at a low. We'll call it A, okay? And there's a lot of positive energy in the market, pushes it up here to this high price B. but when it gets up there, runs out of gas, right? Runs out of gas, and the market ends up taking a breather down to this point C before it moves up here to this letter D, A, B, C, D. Okay, you can see it. Here's my question, and I want you to think about the question and then answer it in the chat box, if it was possible, all right, to measure the energy in the market from point A to point B. Okay, and then we could, all right, not only measure that, but also measure the energy in the market, right, that's building up on its way from point B to point C, so that, okay, we would then know which direction the market was going next and how far. Do you think that would be a helpful thing to have? Let me say it again. If there was a tool that could measure the energy in the market from A to B, and the energy that's building up from B to C, so that the tool, before it happened, could tell us where the market's going, right, and how far. Do you think that'd be a valuable tool? Type your answer in the chat box. It's probably a dumb question, right? But it's not a trick question. It's a yes or no question. Do you think that'd be valuable? Is he asking us if we had a crystal ball, if that would be valuable? Sort of. What do you think? Yes, yes, yes. Of course it'd be valuable, right? Guess what? There's a tool that does that. It's called, some of you know this already, Fibonacci. Right? The Fibonacci sequence, all right, another name for it, Fibonacci golden ratio, right? You've heard of the term, write down the name. You can Google him after we're done if you don't know who this is, all right? He's an Italian mathematician, and it's fascinating when you get down to his story and the story behind his numbering system, okay? Let me tell you a little bit about this. This Italian mathematician came up with a numerical sequence that can be used to measure everything in nature, everything. Okay, that's why they call it nature's numbering system. You can actually use it to count the number of scales on a fish. You can use it to count the number of sunflower petals, right, on a flower. We use it to measure the human body. You've seen the diagram, right? How long are your arms, how long are your legs in relation to the rest of your body and symmetry, right? The Fibonacci ratio applies to every living thing. And it's all about patterns and energy. Well, here's what the chief came up with. He said, you know what, this 4x is all patterns and energy, and if we can use this numbering sequence, this Fibonacci sequence, and apply it here, all right, that's going to be the key to our success if it works. All right, so I want you to understand that that's going to be the basis for this. Now, here's the cool part. It's actually real easy to understand. It's not a secret. It's a formula. All right, let me show you how it works. Let's say we have a low price A and a high price B. There's a tool built into my program, all right, that all I have to know how to do is connect these two dots, drag my mouse from point A to point B. When I do that, automatically, okay, what you see here is going to appear. It's called, right, the Fibonacci sequence. It looks like a stepladder. It's color-coded. You can see that. And all I had to do was identify a low price and a high price and connect the dots. Now, once I do that, now look, see this here? Once we reached that high price B, the market took a break. It came down here to this low price, and then it made a U-turn, okay? Made a U-turn right here. Well, once I identify that U-turn, I'm going to call the lowest price in there letter C. And I want you to notice very quickly how it lines up exactly with what we call a Fibonacci energy level. I call them trampolines. You're going to see why in a second. All right? The market takes a breather down to this red line, right? And what I understand, because I know that this works, and you'll see how this works too, I understand that the market has a lot of built up energy. And because I've identified this U-turn, I know that it's going to bounce off of this red trampoline. And where's it going to go? It's going to go up here to this red line. It's color-coded. It's going to go from red to red. How do you know? Just stay with me, all right? I need you to understand, if this had actually come a little bit lower, if my low price was down here, if I identified that U-turn a little bit lower, let's say it lined up here with this blue trampoline, what I understand is, guess where it's going next? It's going up here to this blue level. So red to red, blue to blue, right? And if it had dipped down to green, guess what? It's going up to green. So that part makes sense in terms of, okay, I guess that's how it works. Let me show you how this works, okay? Because I've identified the U-turn right here. The market's come down to this point. Now, if I understand that this works, that means the next place we're going is up here to this future price D. That's going to complete my sequence, but it hasn't happened yet. So what does that mean? Well, if it hasn't happened yet, but it's going there, that means this area represents my profit opportunity. And if I'm currently priced at 127 and my future price is 160, well, that's 3,300 pips that's looking at me, okay? That's at times $10 a pip, that's $33,000 on a $2,000 investment. And I don't care who you are, right? If you hear that that's even possible, right, you at least have to keep listening to see if this thing works, okay? Because that's where I was. I'm like, okay, I'll play along. You're telling me $2,000 on a 33 grand on a $2,000 investment, right? And it's going up to D. Let's see. Well, all you need to do is reveal what actually happened to understand that this holds water. Because not only did it continue up to D, but as soon as it got there, okay, that's where it ran out of gas, right? The white candlestick turned blue and it started going in the other direction. What's happened here? What's called an ABCD Fibonacci sequence has been fulfilled. And guess what? This happens over and over and over again. Okay? It happens in all the currencies. It happens in all the time frames. It's measurable and repeatable, and the best part is it's predictable. And this is the basis for trading the Forex. And this works in this market different than any other market because each of these is independently related to one another. There's not a company that's expanding their operations, so we have to give it more value. There's not a market that's expanding. This is, gang, the relationship between currencies. Sometimes they're strong, sometimes they're weak, but they follow this Fibonacci sequence, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, if you're ready to go forward, if you're ready to go live in the market, I want to show it to you. But I need to know that you're kind of keeping up with me, because if I leave you behind, this is a waste of your time, and I don't want to. All right, I want to know that you're on the train, not chasing behind it, trying to hang on to your hat. So do me a favor. If you've kept up so far, type ABCD in the chat box and let me know that you're here. All right? Because when I show this to you live, it's going to dazzle you. It's a lot of fun. ABCD. ABCD. Jerry, I see it. Just so you know, Casey, Michael, Tony, right? Madev, Gordon, Jack. Okay, you're ready to go live. Let's do it. All right? Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up the charting software. I'm going to take you through 2 of these so that you'll be able to see exactly what you're doing. All right? There's no secret behind this. It's just a formula. When I show this to you, keep up the best you can. And if there's any questions that you have, we can always dot I's and cross T's at the end. But what you're going to need to know to do a Forex trade is 1, 2, 3 charts. A monthly, a daily, and a 2-hour. Write it down. A monthly, a daily, and a 2-hour. It's going to tell you everything you need to know to do a complete Forex trade. Let's rock. All right? 1 month chart. Here's what I'm going to show you. This is my 1 month chart on the euro. Now we can see all the candlesticks, and all I've done is mark a couple places with highs and lows, A's and B's. Okay? Let me take you back in time just for a second. All right, I'm going to take you back in time right up to here. Let's say this is what you were looking at. You were looking at this chart of the euro. Well, anybody can identify a high price, that's letter A. Anybody can identify a low price, that's letter B. What you need to start recognizing is U-turns, and they're just shaped in the letter U. There's a U-turn to the upside. There's an inverted U. You can see that to the downside, right? We got a U-turn right here, right? Probably more pronounced right here. Then what? Then we got a U-turn to the downside. You're going to get used to recognizing U-turns without a doubt, okay? Built into my program, now check this out. Here's what I see. I've got a high price and a low price. All I want to do is connect them using this tool up here that's built into my software, Fibonacci Retracement Tool. I'm going to click up here on the highest price, and I'm going to drag it down to the lowest price. And those Fibonacci bands are going to appear, okay? They do it by themselves. It's pretty cool. Now look, they're color-coded. All right, well, what do I need to recognize here? Well, I see, right, this is my A, B leg. But what's happened is this. I've bounced, or I've run out of gas here, and the market has then taken a turn in the other direction. And it's gone in the other direction and reached this high price, right, this high price right here before moving down in this direction. Now, if this thing holds water, here's what's going to happen. All right, I've identified A, B, and now I've identified C. Okay, and C lines up, right, with this red line, this red trampoline. Well, if that's the case, okay, it lines up in the red trampoline. If this thing works, what does it mean? Well, I'm going to go from red to red. That means this leg, the CD leg, is going down to here. Okay, now I can't see it yet, but what do I know? Well, I know that if this works, that this thing represents my profit opportunity. Now, if my current price, right, is let's see, my current price is, where's my close? 107.62, okay? 107.62 is my current price. And this is telling me I'm going down here to 82.68. See that price right there? 82.68. That means I'm looking at a difference of 2,500 pips, or what? 2,500 pips, $10 a pip, 25 grand on a $2,000 investment. Okay? Well, that's all very nice and interesting, and if that works, I would take it. Show me the result. Okay, fine, right? Let me just show you going forward in time exactly what happened. Now, no market goes straight up or down. Of course, there's a little bit of movement, right? But look at what happens. The market ends up coming down here, right, to fulfill this leg. And then what happens? It U-turns right here, and you can see that. Well, let's just gauge this and see what happened. Well, it came down to this low price, and it lines up exactly with this Fibonacci level. In other words, it didn't just go from red to red, it did it pretty close to exactly A, B, C, D, and we fulfilled that Fibonacci sequence. And as soon as we got there, look what happened. It ran out of gas. Now we're going the other way. The first time I saw this, listen, the first time I saw this, you know what I said? Do it again, right? Do it again. Take the money off the screen. Don't give me hype, but show me that that thing works. And show me that it works, not sometimes, not where you got to fill it in and make all kind of excuses. Show me that it works over and over every time, and I'm excited. Okay, let me do that. All right, let me just show you this. As we move forward in time, I want you to see what happens. Okay, as we move forward in time, look at what's happened here. I've got a low price A and a high price B. Let me just go ahead and put a Fibonacci right on it, okay? From low to high, A to B. Now what's happened? I've come down here to letter C, all right? That's my low price. That's where I got a U-turn. Now understand, all right, my U-turn was here, and yes, I did have a pullback, but everybody knows, right, even if you have a pullback, as long as you're making higher highs and higher lows, you're still on that upward energy leg, right? So let's just say, hold on, let's just say that this is where we are. And this is my new letter C, okay? Hold on, this is my new low. This is my letter C. Well, where did that come down to? Well, it came down to my green energy band, right? So if that's coming down to green, where's it going next? It's going to green. Let's see if that happens. All right? I'll just take it forward in time, and what happens? We come up to that level, we top out, my closing prices are green line, right? My closing prices on both of those candles are right at the green line, and what happens next? Well, we get a pullback. Guess what? That's another A, B, C, D completed. Okay? So now what do? Listen, you can't cheat. All right? You can't just pick and choose energy. It exists, and it's continuous, which means what? Which means, gang, you can't break the cycle in order for this to have validity. It has to work continuously. So I need you to understand, when it comes to a new cycle, all right, my old C is going to become my new A. Do you understand that? C was part of the old one, but it's also part of the new one. So my old C is now, right, my new A. And I have to identify low prices, high prices, and U-turns. Look, here's another U-turn right here. What do? We put the fibs on it again. Okay, it worked here, great. It worked here, great. Does it continue to work? Well, let's see. I've got an A to B, and then I got to pull back to my red level. Okay, where am I going next? Well, if this works, I should be going to 113. Where am I? I'm at 1. So what am I looking at? $13,000. Let me see if it works. Well, you didn't believe it the last time. You left 25 grand on the table. I don't care. I still want to see if it works. Okay. Look, as I push forward, what happens? We fulfill yet another A, B, C, D. So it worked again. Okay? And at some point when you recognize, okay, that this continues over and over and over again in the Forex, that's where you step over from any kind of invented analysis and understand that it's all about energy. It's really cool. All right, and I'm looking at it. It was almost like a religious experience when I saw this, because it continued to work as long as I could identify high prices and low prices. Now look, again, if this comes down to my red level, my anticipation, of course, is that it's going to go A, B, C, D. It's going to go to red. Does it go to red? Lo and behold, it did it again. And as soon as it reached that peak, it ran out of gas. It's because it's all based on the Fibonacci sequence. And if you're understanding that, do me a favor, just stop. I got it. I'm bringing this to something current, but I'm trying to make the point first that whether it was 1994 or 1999 or 2004, this continued to work time and time again. If there was ever a break in this, gang, you'd have every reason to not believe it. You'd have every reason to understand that maybe it wasn't going to happen for you. But if it continues to work, not just some of the time, but every time, that's when you have to sort of suspend whatever thing is bugging you, right? And understand that this is what you're going to use as your profit opportunity. It doesn't apply the same way in any other market. Doesn't apply the same way in stock, doesn't apply the same way in options, doesn't apply the same way in futures, but it applies here. And if you see A to B, and it comes down here to this red level, okay, and you're looking at the opportunity for it to go from here, right, up to here, and it does it, and then it falls out of bed right after it fulfills the sequence, but it worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row, you got to say to yourself, okay, show me how it works now, which is what I did. And here's what you need to know, all right? I'm going to use my monthly chart for one reason, all right? I used it for you so that I could cement the point. The Fibonacci's work. If you don't think they do, it's a short webinar, right? But if you do, and this is the crux of this whole thing, you're going to use the monthly chart for only one thing, and that's to find direction in the market, direction. Now, some of you might say, well, the direction's obvious. I got a downtrend. My direction's down. Hold on, right? What you've got is a Fibonacci wave, high price here, low price here, okay? And what you've got happening now is a U-turn, and that's happening. But we haven't yet reached, right, a Fibonacci level. Fact of the matter is, right, we're pushing on this BC leg, but we haven't reached a red, we haven't reached a blue. My guess would be we're coming up to that blue level because why? Because that's going to be similar to the established trend line. But that's guesswork. I'm not sure where it's going to go. What I do know is I'm on my BC leg, which means what? When it comes to my direction, right, using the monthly chart, my direction is up, congruent with my BC leg. That's it. That's what you're going to use the monthly chart for. Then, once you've got that, your direction is up, you're going to come to the daily chart for two things, confirmation and your dollar opportunity. Watch this, okay? What are you going to do on your daily chart? Well, first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a trend line, okay? And we'll teach you how to do this if you're not real familiar with it. What I want to show you is this. This is a very valid trend line going all the way back to August of 2014. What do I mean? Well, this trend line, gang, was very reliable, right? Very reliable because every time this currency approached this trend line, what happened? Well, it acted like a ceiling. Acted like a ceiling. Until what? Right? Even right into here. Acted like a ceiling until what? Until right here. that breakthrough, all right? Then all of a sudden, the trend line's still valid, but it's now acting like a very reliable floor, all right? So what do we call this? I'm going to let you impress your friends at the next party. We call that a counter trend line break. The most important thing you need to know is this. We've broken through. We used to be in the sell zone. Now we're in the buy zone. And because we are, we've now confirmed that that monthly is correct. Now take a look at this. All right, take a look. We've bounced. Hold on a second. Let me just get rid of some of this extraneous stuff. We've bounced off of this trend line, okay? And now we're moving in this direction. But don't think we can't throw our Fibonacci analysis right on top of that. Now watch. If you're bored with drawing the lines or you're not quite sure how to do it, built into the program, we've got what we call the Smart Fibonacci tool. We invented this, all right? All we need to do is click on that and find the lowest price, our A, right? And look what happens. Automatically, those Fibonacci's are drawn for us and in sequence. And the sequence is unbroken, okay? Look at this. Look at just this first one, and you can see it, right? What do I have? I've got A, B, right? Low price, high price. And then what happens? I come down here, right, to this point, C. Lines up exactly with the red trampoline. Where am I going? You already know the answer, right? I'm going to this red level. And here's the cool part. Watch this, right? I'm going to that red level. Where do I go? I end up going to that red level, gang, not close. I go to it exactly. And that's where I run out of gas and U-turn. So this became an ABCD, and it's fulfilled. Okay, so what do? Old C becomes new A. Now I got AB. What am I looking for? Another Fibonacci level, another U-turn. Do I get one? Yes, I do, right here at the blue level. Okay, blue level. Where am I going? Blue to blue. How cool is this? We fulfilled that level right there, okay, fulfilled it. The tops of those candlesticks line up perfectly with the blue, and now what? We got another U-turn. So now where are we? We're on our ABC, we're on our C leg, right? What do you notice? Current U-turn. Where are we going? We're bouncing off the red. Where are we headed if this thing holds water? We're headed up to this red level. Guess what? Hasn't happened yet. Right. That's where we use this to determine our dollar opportunity. We've already confirmed, listen, the direction. Now this is out there waiting for us. Well, if my future D is 121.08 and my current price is 113.56, I'm looking at, let's see, 752 pips. 752 pips or $7,520 on this leg. Now we got to go get it. Okay? $7,500 on a $2,000 invested, one lot. You want to trade two lots, you're looking at 15 grand. Okay? Do what you want. You want to trade a mini lot, go ahead. But the fact of the matter is, that's what's waiting for you. So how do you go get it? Okay. Let's go to the euro on the 2 hour. Last thing you need to know. What are you going to look for? It's very simple. All right? We've confirmed that we've got a monthly direction up on the daily chart. And we're looking at $7,500 worth of opportunity. Buys all the way up to that future D. All we need to do on our 2 hour chart is get good pricing on our entry. How do we do it? With what's called a 1, 2, 3 buy. Now check this out. Okay? 3 steps. First one, I want to see a currency that's on sale. I know I've got an upward trend without a doubt, okay? But I don't want to buy high prices. I want to buy low prices. So what I'm going to do is look for a strong movement downward that puts the currency at a discount, all right? I want to see a bunch of those candlesticks put together, blue ones headed downward. That's my first step of my 1, 2, 3 buy. What's my next step? I want to see the candles change color and direction. I want to see the candles change color from blue to white. So I want to see them change color and direction. I want to see the white one peek out above the blue one. That's my second step. So step 1, strong move down. You can see it right here. Step 2, candles, right? change color and direction, and the white one peaks above the blue one. What's step 3? Come down here to this. Okay, this study that I've added to my chart. Some of you already know what this is. For the rest of you, it's called the stochastic RSI. I thought you said this was easy. It is. The stochastic RSI, right, is a measure of buying pressure and selling pressure in the currency. All right, if you want to look this up after we're done, you do a Google search on it. This is a very popular, right, indicator because it works, okay? What you need to know is this. In order to add it as a study to the bottom of your chart, what you're going to do when you get this at home is you're going to click on this little indicator button. Now, the software comes preloaded with over 100 indicators, all right? Fascinating. All I want you to do as a beginner especially is concentrate on this first one, all right? Stochastic RSI. When you click on it, it's going to be added as a study to the bottom of your chart. The 2 buttons I need you to push before you click OK are right here. I need you to make sure this button is clicked, overbought. I need you to make sure this button is clicked, oversold, overbought, oversold, and then click OK. This is what's going to appear. Now, how do you read this? Keep it simple. Anytime the squiggly lines are above the 80, okay, they're above the 80, that's an overbought situation, which means it's ready to fall. So that's your sell zone. Anytime it's below 20, that's an oversold situation. That's your buy zone. So in order for this to fill, right, my 3 parameters, I need my squiggly lines to be below 20. And gang, that's the 3rd step. Strong move down, candle changes color, stochastic in the buy zone, 1, 2, 3, that's a 1, 2, 3 buy. And now I've just put all of my steps together. So now you know the formula. Monthly chart, daily chart, 2-hour chart, ABC, 1, 2, 3. If you followed that, okay, because I'll do results in a second, because now it's time to trade. This is my buy signal, all right? If you followed that, I didn't ask if you drank the Kool-Aid, but if you followed it, type ABC, 1, 2, 3, okay? So I can keep going. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Good. Bunch of you. Tony, I see you guys. Gordon, Mike, good. Patrick, love it. All right? Let's buy it. That's all. Let's step in and buy it. Knowledge is useless unless it turns into an action step. Oh, I know all that I can, and I sound great at a cocktail party, but I'm broke. No. I need you to turn it into an action step, right? Let's make sure we do it and protect our downside. Crucial. Okay? We'll protect our downside in this trade. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with it. Because why? Well, if I'm in at 112.20, let's say that that's where we're in. All right, we'll get in at 112.20. No, where's my closing price? 112.18. Yeah, 112.20 is my buy. Okay, we're going to risk 20 pips, which means on a mini lot you're risking $20. All right, to see if this works, that's a bargain. Okay, if you're doing a standard lot, you're risking $200. Some of you that works for you. Let's risk $20, same as a scratch-off ticket. Okay. And see if this thing works. Now, let's go forward one day, all right? We're going forward a day, and look where we are, all right? We've reached, hold on, I'm going to get rid of this so you can see it. We've reached 113, which means what? We're about 80 pips to the good. I would dare say that it's time to move up our stop in this case. In fact, my rule of thumb is this. If I'm 30 pips to the good, I'm going to go ahead and raise my stop to break even. Some people use 60 as a benchmark. You get to decide. But remember what I told you. All the decisions are good when you're green. And the fact of the matter is, once this thing turned, right, and I had a 1, 2, 3 buy, it didn't take me very long to be in profits. Okay? 24-hour market, it's fluid, so this continued to trade through. I'm going to raise my stop to break even. And let's just go forward another day. Hold on. I got to click it right or else it's not going to work. There, okay? Break even, good for us. Now, it's all gravy from this point, but let's see how much gravy, all right? We go forward another day and a half, right? Now where are we? Well, now we're at 113.55. So if our buy was at 112.20 and we're at 113.55, right, we're up $1,250. Not too bad, okay? For 1, 2, 3 days on a $2,000 investment, we'll take it. right? How about we protect some of that? Let's protect enough to make the car payment. Because if you get your car payment out of doing this, that's like having a free car. So that's fine. We'll keep going, all right? Let's keep going because we're in the trade and now we're managing it. Let's just go forward another day. I think I'm frozen. I hope not. Give me a second so this can get caught up. We will not let the technology gods of the internet keep us from making our money. Really, guys? Hold on. See if we can refresh that for a second. It's taking a minute. Let's give it a second. There. All right. Let's just go forward again another day. No, we're not going to get to. Come on, really? What in the world is keeping us from doing it? All right, there. It's kind of gotten caught up. Here's the point I'm going to make. This trade ended up running, gang, from here to here off of that one silly buy, that 1, 2, 3 buy. Okay? And the fact of the matter is that looks nice, and it's a great example because it was 400 pips. You can measure it using this tool right here. Now watch the information that pops up. If I just measure it from my entry price to that high, all right, that's 376 pips. If you did that on one trade, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, that's $3,760 on a $2,000 investment. There's just not too many markets you can even talk like that. Okay, this one you happen to be able to do it. And the beauty of it was it took you a grand total of 2 hours to be in the green. Then it's just about management. Now if you didn't get all of that, maybe you got half of it. You made $1,800, right? If you got 10% of it, you still made $376. Okay? And the fact of the matter is that is the setup that you're going to be looking for. You've got the right trend, you've got the right direction. You've got the monthly and the daily in your wheelhouse. Now the only thing you need to do is look for another one of those 1, 2, 3 buys. Now does another one appear? Yeah. Now watch. Here's another one, right? There's another one. You can see it right here, okay? One, I'll blow it up so you can see it. I will not because my internet connection is hating my guts. Come on, man, that's no fun. Everybody's having a great time, and we're gonna have an internet connection line spoil the party. Am I doing all right so far? You learning something? Let's let this get caught up. But if you are learning something, let me know that. Give me a little of that positive feedback, right? Is that okay? Good. Good. Thank you. Right? All right, while we're waiting for that to do its thing, how are we doing on our trade? How are you doing on your trade? Look, it's a good thing you got your stop placed, right? There it is, you're protected, but we're not doing so well, right? But the best part is, what are we sweating? Nothing. It's come down a pinch, right? We're protected. We don't have sweaty palms. We already determined what our loss factor was going to be on this thing, and we're still in the game. So we're going to let that thing kind of ride itself out, right? And we're going to see if this will work. I'm going to do this. I'm going to close it and reopen it. All right, let me close it and reopen it so that we might get a little friendlier treatment from the tech people. All right, close that. We'll kind of let it reset for a second. Now I'm going to open it up. Same way you'll do it at home, right? Little username and password. I'll get you one of these, right? Click enter, and you got to remember your password in order for this to work. Oh no. There it is. All right, wrong kid. Do you do that? Do you use your kids' names as your password? That's probably not the smartest thing to do. Okay, pick up right where we left off. Here it is. Now this was my second opportunity. You can see it right here. That's a 1, 2, 3. I'll bring it back in time so you can see it, and I'll blow it up a little bit so it's magnified. But that is, gang, look, a strong move down, a bunch of blue candles together. Then I got a change of color, and I've got the white peaking above the blue and the stochastic in the buy zone. You know stochastics work. You hear it over and over, but it has to turn into an action step. And anytime, what do? You place your stop, right, a couple of pips below the low point of the U-turn. So you're not risking the whole farm, okay? If it falls out of bed, it falls down, it's like jumping out the basement window, no big. But as soon as you see that you're in profits, as soon as you see it like I see it here, okay, I've got that white candle giving me some support. That gives me an opportunity to raise my stop to break even. And that is how your trades become riskless that much quicker, okay? Fact of the matter is this trade I don't think offered a whole lot, all right? It sort of got a little double top thing happening. It made a little push, right? Tried again, and then it kind of ran out of gas. So I know that at that point I'm being real conservative, all right? Because I don't like to be in trades that lose. Nobody does. So I'm going to raise it to break even, maybe a little above. And if I can pull 100 out of it, then I can take my, my spouse to Ruth's Chris or something, and it's fine, and then we'll wait for the next one, okay? In this case, what happened, right? We got pushed, right? Strong move down, right? Looking for the next opportunity, all right? When's the next one come up? I think this is another one. Look at it. Bang, right? 1, 2, 3. Great. Did that offer us a little something? Sure. Maybe 70 pips. Okay, they start to add up after a while, okay, and you continue to look for those, and the best part is they continue to work. All right, here's another one. 1, 2, 3, the very next bar is a profitable bar, okay, offering something. And if you continue to look for those, is this a good one? That might be a little dicey. I might be shoehorning it a little bit here to give you the fun example, right? Because that's not a super strong move down, but I'd be looking for opportunity there. And the fact of the matter is, I got it, all right? This is what you got to find, and stuff can happen quickly. This is a 2-hour chart, okay? This is when we announced non-farm payrolls on Friday. And as soon as we did, look at the size of that move. The best part of it was, look, you're already in the trade, right? You might have exited here, and you might have decided to sit this one out. You get to make those decisions. But look at what happened in about an hour. A nice 100, 200 pip movement. All right, $2,000 in a couple hours is not the worst thing in the world. And the best part of it is, gang, this works. ABC 1, 2, 3. I just showed it to you, and you got it. So now, here's what I want to do. All right, I want to take you through this the same way that you're going to do it now that you know what you're doing. All right, imagine yourself, you're just coming home from work, right? You can either turn on the TV or you can turn on your charts, right? And we're going to go ahead and look for opportunity. Let's do it on the Australian, right? Watch how quick you can do this. I can spot my ABCs. Look at this, ABCD, that's a total fulfillment. Ran out of gas right at the level. It's not a mistake that it came down to red, went up to red, and that's where it failed. ABCD, it's a fulfillment on the 1-month chart. Where am I now? I got to draw my line from my low price A to my high price B. Okay, where am I? I've got to push downward, and now look what I've got. I've got a current U-turn right here. What does that mean? That means I'm on my leg upwards. I'm on my CD leg. So where am I going on the monthly chart? I'm going up. How fast was that? That was 38 seconds. Go to your daily. This is my Australian daily chart. What am I going to do? Draw my trend line. What do I remember? Right? That it used to be a ceiling, right? Support and resistance. Used to be a very reliable ceiling. Now what's happened? We broke through the ceiling right here. Look how reliable this was. Well, we got our counter trend line break. Then it acted like a very reliable floor, and it bounced off the floor. So I've gone from my sell zone to my buy zone. Look at the beauty of this thing. Look at that U-turn. So what do? I have to make sure on the daily that I've confirmed my direction. I have. I also have to confirm my dollars. What do? Let's just throw a fib on it. Let's do the auto fib so you can see it, okay? Find my low price, bang, okay? It worked the first time, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Consecutive moves, and now where am I? Look at this. I'm going from B to C. I've got a U-turn right here at the red. Where am I headed? Red to red. This is my profit opportunity. It's staring me in the face. 74.50, 79.70. That's 525 pips. Let's go get $5,000 because that pays for braces or a college car for one of the kids or something, right? 2-hour chart. Where am I going to look for it? 2 hour. Boom. Here we go. And it's gorgeous, right? This is current and real time. All right, give me a second. Delete all that mess so you can see it clearly. All right, 2-hour chart. I'm looking for one thing. I'm looking for a 1, 2, 3 entry. Now look, this is where the last one happened. It was beautiful. Was it? Hold on. Nope. We were late to the party because look, the stochastics didn't quite line up. The good one was right here, right? Yep. Strong move down. Candle changing color, stochastic in the buy zone. Now what was that one worth? Well, not too shabby, right? That one was worth 238 pips. But what did I tell you? We still have, where's my daily chart? We still have $5,000 left. So the first 2,500 is gone, right? But we still got $5,000 left. So that's what I want you to be able to get. And I know you can now because now you know how to do this. You know how to do A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. This is something that you can do. If you think you can, just type a capital Y in the box, right? You think if you did this for about 30 minutes a day that this market might be something that you could take advantage of, right? What do you think? Type a capital Y in the box. Not too shabby, right? Now I've shown you I can do it, right? We can do it here. But who else is doing this? Let me just show you what our students worldwide are doing. I'm going to go to his web page just so you can see this. And every one of these people is no different than you. All right, came to a webinar, looking to make some money, got started, right? Got the software formula. Let's look at some results. These are not ancient. These are this past week. Hey, Josh, Mark Hunter, that's his kid, right? Started amazing, 500 pips, right? 200 pips, 780 pips. The fact is, they're not just using the software, but they're trading it live, and they're doing it with our leadership. Okay, they're in the trading room. I'll tell you about that in a second. Just want to thank you for the results. 768 pips, pretty good win rate. I'm going to let you know how I do over my first 50 trades, but so far so good. Ferdinand, different person. That's him and his wife apparently. Where's he out of? BC? Yes. So this is one of my Canadians, right? 770 pips, right? And still going, right? And you can see this over and over again, right? The fact of the matter is all we do, gang, is trade formula. We've been doing it 22 years, right? The whole company's built on this. The software is built on this. This works, and it works in this market. We're blowing up for a reason. It's because of results, all right? I know that you can do it. Now it's just really a matter of you doing it because you got the information, okay? You're a Forex trader. You're ready to do it. Okay, look what you learned. We've been doing this an hour, right? So I got to get this software on your desk. And the first thing you need to do, right, to be prepared, right, for that thing coming up on the 23rd is kind of become a member of our team, okay? It's kind of a formula. Like I said, the 23rd is what? The Bank of England, ECB. Going to make an announcement that's going to make an unbelievable opportunity. So you thought $5,000 and the Australian was a big deal, right? This is going to be a chance to make some serious money. Stuff like this happens not very often, okay? We don't get $140 oil very often. We don't get internet bubbles very often. We sure as heck don't get one of the major currencies telling us they might leave the European Central Bank. This is going to be massive, and you're going to be absolutely prepared to trade it, okay? How do you do it? How am I going to get you started? Now that I've shown you this, how do I get you started? First, you got to become a part of our team, right? In a minute, I'm going to tell you to put your phone number into the little chat box, right, so we can reach you. Not yet. Wait till I kind of tell you to do that, all right? Second, you're going to be introduced to the point person here that's going to kind of guide you through getting you started, get you on the team. That'll take about 5 or 10 minutes. And third, I'm going to get you everything that you need to be successful. So at this point, you don't have to wait for me. What I need you to do, if you have any interest in this at all, okay, in getting started, I need you to kind of reserve a space in the queue and put a good number to reach you in the chat box for right as soon as we're done. There's 250 of you in here. I've got space for 25 of you, all right? And it's going to be sort of a first come, first serve thing. So once you do that, let me tell you exactly what you'll be receiving, okay? Yeah, do that. Give me a number to reach you for when we break, okay? You're doing it exactly right. Tom, Aaron, Kevin, perfect, yes. All right, just get in the queue so you can be there for that because I only got a certain number of spaces, all right? But let me tell you exactly what you're going to be receiving. We call this the Ultimate Traders Package on Demand. First thing you get, download link for the software, all right? You get a name and a password. The auto fib tools, right? Automation, the ability to trade from your charts, all the alert features, everything is built in. Now, normally, this runs $249 a month. But when you get started today, I'm going to get this thing to you for 2 months for free so that you have every opportunity to try it out, test it out, make sure it works for you. Okay? Next, I'm going to give you a link to 2 things that will absolutely ensure that you're going to have the software and the formula kind of under your belt, all right? Both as a set, a knowledge base and also as an actionable skill set, all right? First is access to the on-demand, what we call the interactive online university. Now, it's everything that I taught you today, and it's broken down into 12 easy lessons. Now, I'm going to get you a username and a password for that, all right? A little bite-sized thing. You can enter that username and password anytime you want. You can sit down at your dining room table, and if you got a couple people you want to sit there with you and do it, you can show it to them, your spouse, your neighbor, your brother-in-law, your trading partner, whatever, all right? You can review the ABC 1, 2, 3s and the fib sequence so it becomes not just something that you know, all right, but something you know how to use. And you'll be able to do it live in the market and any time that you want. Now, I know some of you, right, want to go live as soon as you can. Let me tell you how you're going to be able to do that. All right, your first opportunity is going to be this week, and I want you to write down the dates, okay? Thursday and Friday this week, all right, I've got a 2-day class, okay? If you're serious about this, hold on, let me make sure I can advance my slide forward, all right? If you're serious about this, I've got a 2-day class that you can come to Thursday and Friday of this week, okay? And when you're first starting, listen, you're gonna have us kind of do the heavy lifting. We're gonna do some teaching, all right? But the fact of the matter is, in that 2-day class, you're gonna end up exiting that day with all of the knowledge that you need to be able to put this into action, all right? And anytime you do something live, you end up doing it better. Once you're done with that, you're gonna trade with us the following week every single day, whenever you want. We'll get you a schedule, all right, so that you can trade with us different times of the day. You're in Australia, you're in Western Canada, you're in Florida, you're in the UK, doesn't matter. There's going to be a time that you can trade live with us. Now, at some point, you're going to just have this in your pocket. Once you have the knowledge, nobody can take it from you, and you'll be ready to trade by yourself. Great. We'll be there with you for that too, right? You want some company when it comes to trading, someone to trade alongside, make sure your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. We'll be there with you. And we're there 24 hours a day. All you got to do is log on, right? And you're in our round-the-clock trading room. And on top of all that, right, when you get enrolled today, to ensure that you're getting the help that you need, all right, I'll make sure that you get it from the person in the big chair, okay? You're going to end up getting mentored by the best in the business, and that's the chief. You'll get access to 4 weeks in his elite trading room where he averages anywhere from 1,500 to 4,000 pips every week. Normally that's a $500 a month subscription, but I'm going to get you into that room, the first 25 of you, all right, and I'll let you be a part of that room as part of getting started today. And here's the best part, all right, what you're seeing is what success in this market looks like, but we guarantee it, all right, 22 years, here's the confidence we have doing this stuff, all right. When you get started, you're not going to get 15 or 30 days or any of that. We're going to give you 60 days to test drive all of this. Prove to yourself not only that it works, but that you can do it. All right? We're going to let you test drive it 60 days before you have to make any kind of final decision on whether or not you want to keep it. So the last question is what? The money side, right? Okay, a couple of ways to get started. Let me go through them, and you can just decide which one's best for you. All right, you can go to my website anytime you want, markettraders.com. Some of you have probably already been there, right? What are you going to see? You'll see all the items that make up the Ultimate Traders package for Forex listed there, and they're listed individually. Next to them, there's a value, right? Every one of them is valuable. Great. You add up the value for all of them, and this package, right, it's worth about 16 grand. That's fine, and that's what you'll see on the website. All right, but I got a chance to save you some serious money today, so hang out with me for another minute and I'll tell you exactly how. All right, just know this, if you go to my website anytime, you'll actually see all the items that I just showed you bundled together, right? And anytime you bundle something, what happens? Well, it creates efficiency, right, simplicity, and it's a chance to save some money. So if you go to my website anytime you want, you can get the Ultimate Traders package not for $16,000, but for about half of that. Okay, and that's online and that's retail whenever you want. But here at Investor Inspiration, we do stuff a little different. Okay, because you've spent this time with me and now you know ABC 1, 2, 3, you're literally ready to hit the ground running. That means this time was super valuable, not just to you, but to us. All right, you're now ready to get going. So that means that you can jump on the train and it's moving and it's great. Okay, because of that, here's what we do. We give you value for this time that you just spent. You can get started today, right, with our group, not for 16 grand or 50 or $79.95. We take $2,000 off, right, the online retail for the program instantly, which means you can get started today for a one-time, lifetime investment of $5,995. Now, there's two ways to get started. Let me go over them. You just decide which one's for you. We call them kind of A and B, all right? Most of our students do what I call option A. They take advantage of that $2,000 savings. They do MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover, and it's fine. $59.95, and it comes with a 60-day warranty. Now, option B, just a financing option. All right, you put down a little bit, for example, reserve your spot. Get your foot kind of in the door, but you can stretch out the payments a little bit. We do a customized payment plan for you. All right, normally it's financed at 18%, but here at Investor Inspiration, we're going to save you that part of it, and we're going to say, look, if you want to get your foot in the door, okay, we'll customize something for you that's affordable, right, for everybody that's comfortable. If it wasn't comfortable, we wouldn't expect you to even get started in the first place, right? But we'll do something that works out for you, and the fact is we'll save you the money on the interest. So that's just a way to make it easier for everybody to get started. So option A, option B, and you got my permission to put your number in now to tell me how you're getting started. All right, one of my education specialists is going to reach out to you right now. We'll take 5-10 minutes to kind of get the ball rolling. If you already put in your number, just put an A or a B next to it, all right, so that the right person gets on the horn with you and can take you through getting you started. All right, you want to take the discount, you put the A by your number, you need to stretch it out a little bit, you put a B, but either way, you get a 60-day guarantee. Let me just tell you exactly how this works, all right? You get started today. Great. You get to go through all of the Forex training and get the software on your desk right now. You get the 2-day class, you get to trade with us live, you get to do it for 60 days. At the end of that time, now listen, you're going to have some results staring you in the face. And your decision is going to be based on that reality, okay? And it's only going to go one of two ways. If this worked the way that I said that it would, and you're able to make this work, the Fibonacci's follow through, you see how you're making money, great, you're going to stay with our group. It just makes sense. But if after 60 days, even after you've got all the education, okay, even after you've learned this market completely, if you just decide after 60 days that this market's not for you, we're not for you, for whatever reason, it's just not your cup of tea, it's okay. What we'll do is say, just give us back the stuff and we'll refund every penny that you paid for the program just for trying it. All right, what am I trying to tell you? Your downside here is zero. Your upside is phenomenal. All right, and for those of you that have already made the kind of the decision to step forward, reserve a spot, let me just call you out so that you know that I can see you. All right, Mauricio, Tom, Stephen, Aaron, great. I've got you as an A, right? Michael, James, Ahmed, all right? Phil, trader number 7, right? I've got you as a B. All right, who else is in here just so I can see it? Is it Sandy? I've got your number without a doubt. Lucy, I've got yours also. Thank you for being here. Michael, I got your information as well. Thank you for that. I've got your number. William, 778, I've got yours too. That's perfect. All right, listen, congratulations to all of you. Now, here's what I'm going to do, all right, because I'm glad you're going to be a part of the crew, and that's all fine, and you're going to be ready for the 23rd of June. That's the biggest thing. I can't tell you how good your timing is when it comes to that, all right? But we're going to put the cart before the horse, or not put the cart. We're going to make sure that we get the I's dotted and T's crossed, and I'm going to also make this a little bit of fun for you because I'm going to plan for your success. How about this? Let's not talk about 60 days. You get started today. Here's what I'm going to do. You continue with us, whether you're an option B or an option A. I'm going to give you some charting to plan for your success. What do you mean? Look, normally that's $249 a month, and it's an awesome tool. That's the cornerstone of this whole thing. But if you make the decision to get started today, option B, I'll pay for your software till the end of the year. All right, option A, I'll pay for it for 2 years. Why would you do that? Because look, I want to show this to you. All right, I want you to make an investment in yourself. If you think you can do this, you got to give yourself a chance. And I'm going to give you everything that you need, all right, to make this happen. You think I'm excited? Of course I am. I get to do this every day, and they count on me. All right, I get to be the face of the company. You know why? Because I'm good at it. All right, I can show this to you, but gang, at some point, it can't be me. It's got to be you proving it to yourself that it works, that you can do it. All right, I'll make sure that you get your software not just for 6 months or whatever, 24 months if you're an option A. Come on, you can do this, and I'll give you the chief too. All right, you get the chief for 4 weeks, making sure that you've got this right from the top dog. All right, now it's just up to you to decide if you're worth the investment. I know that you are, right? If you are, I'll protect you the whole time. I'll give you 60 days. If it's not for you, I'll refund your money, okay? But if you see that, all right, option A or option B, this is really your opportunity. Every single person that ever started with our group came to a webinar, right? Came to Investor Inspiration, came to one of our presentations and said, you know what, I'm looking for this. I need the right piece of software. I need the right market. I don't need a whole lot of money to put into an account for this one. I can do that, right? They just had to take kind of a half a step forward and give themselves a chance, all right? If you think you can do it, give yourself a shot at it. Take some action, all right, because I know I've shown you enough, but now it's just a matter of translating that, okay? And with that, listen, you're an action person, I'll save you some money. See that number? I'll give you $500 off. If you call the number, I'll give you priority in the line because you're the person that says, teach me. All right, when you make that kind of a commitment, I know you're going to show up. That gives us a fighting chance. All right, if we do this any different way, it doesn't work the same. You make that kind of commitment, even with a guarantee, I know you're showing up. And that gives us a chance to show it to you. ABC, 1, 2, 3, Fibonacci's every time. Okay, once you have that, right, you got 60 days to prove it to yourself. And if you're the person that says, that's me, get me in line, I'm ready to rock, then call the number. I'll let you jump the line, and I'll even save you $500, all right? So one last time, option A or option B, all right? You see what they are right there. Don't forget, option B, I'll give you 0 interest because it's Investor Inspiration, all right? Fact of the matter is, if you see any of my future presentations, you're going to understand that that's an 18% interest situation. That's just what it is. Today, that's kind of a special here, but that's going to save you a couple of $100, okay? And that's just a nice way to get you started. Stick that in an account. Let that be your trading capital, all right? Now, for the rest of you, a couple of you have said, I'm ready, A, B, perfect. But 2 of you said, what's option C? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I got to wrap this up right now, okay? I'm going to give you 90 seconds to react to this last thing, because I know some of you are dying to get started, but the money part's kind of tripping you up, and that's fine. If that's the case, I know this. You can do what I showed you, all right? You can bring up a software program and learn how to use it. Fact of the matter is, if I can do this, anybody can do this, okay? Fact of the matter is, you're 9/10 of the way there already, so that part made sense. And you also know what? That you can get this thing downloaded and you can do some trading on it. So all the mechanics are there. You're just getting bugged by the money. Well, if I can get the darn thing for you for free, would that get you off the fence? Because if it would, you got to put your number in there. What do I need to do for that? All right, listen. Type your phone number in the box. Give us a way to reach you and just stick the word free next to it. Okay? Is there really a way to get it for free? Come on, it was just a minute ago, it was $6,000, now it's free. Okay, listen, there's a way to get it for free. All right, there's always a way to do something if you want it badly enough, and every person that ever started with this program did the same thing I'm asking you to do. Type in a phone number, put in A, B, or in this case, free. All right, some of the best traders I got started by putting the word free next to their name. But what did I just do? I took the excuse away. All right, I know you can do this. You just got to prove it to yourself. I know the software works. You just got to prove it to yourself. And if the money part's what's bugging you, I can take that excuse away to get you to kind of step forward on this thing, then let's do that. A, B, or free, okay? And with that, my time's up. But don't tell me you can't do it. That girl's 11, okay? That's her dad sending us a note. Says, hey, my kid's going to make 500 pips. She's doing it. You know why? Because if he's like me, my kids are getting older, and I teach them this stuff too, because when they move out, I don't want them moving back in, right? I gotta set them up for success. And the fact of the matter is that's what he's doing. This girl's 11 years old. If she can do it, anybody can do it. Come on, give yourself a chance, all right? So that's it. I got to wrap it up. Let me just call out the last of you that's here. Michael, I got your number. Lucy, yours too. Madev, I got you also. That's fine. I got your note that goes with it. Paul, I got yours, 951 area code. Junie, 359. All right, international, no problem. All right, another 15 seconds and we'll wrap it up. But listen, thanks for being here. All right, I can do all the yapping I want. But the fact is, this is not about me. This is about you. Okay, it's not about software. It's not about this or that market. It's about you and what you want to accomplish. That's why you spent the time to be here today. You could have been doing anything else. So I hope that you had something that you could take away from my time with you, all right? Because if that helps you to take a step forward in this cool journey, man, I'm telling you, you know, right? If you're making a living or you're sure as heck trying to, you can see what that looks like, and it's a whole lot of fun. So I hope you got something out of our time together today. And for those of you that are getting started, my congratulations. For the rest of you, don't you dare log out without reacting to something, all right? A, B, or free in my talk. But if it's Rob's thing, right, 97, do something. Take a step forward today. That's why this was all put together. Renee, thank you for letting me be here too. It was terrific, all right? And I'll talk to all you guys maybe sometime down the road. Be good. Take care.